All right, let's get into good being bad, bad being good, positive being negative, negative being positive. This projection that we live in, the creation, the sun, all these things, the dimensions, CGI, AI. We're going to get into deep water today. And we're going to take from here, here, and bring it all together. As man is a lampstand for the light of God. God is light. There are begotten sons upon this earth. We have these lights within us. We have the power of God within us. We have the light of God within us. We have that Christ consciousness, that living God that we are all parts and bodies and members of. All these things are here. And the sun and moon follows each person to their own perspective. And you can see this at the beach because you can be standing next to someone and that reflection of the sun will be on the water. And as you begin to walk, it follows you, okay? While it still stays with that person. And this proves that the sun, first off, is not what they say it is. And the sky clock and all these things, they prove that it's not what they say it is. And these five senses, the sins and all those things, that's moon, the moon worship, and you're reflecting this light of earth, the mothership of the sun, and all these things, and it's all within us, and we all know these things, but this world that's given over to the lie, which is the brainwashing and the strings and all those things, but that Washington, these leaders, these begotten sons, whatever's put out is there to make you believe the exact opposite, and that's kind of where the people believe in this cartoon space monkey ball that they live on, okay? So the church wants to deny evolution, but they want to take that ball theory and go with it, and you can't have one without the other. Okay, so there's a couple issues just at the base foundation of these things. So the things of this world teach us, the visible teaches us about the invisible and how things work. So we have this movie theater, this world stage, and we are that projection. Where the sun is that theater where you look back and that light's coming out from that glass, okay, and it's projecting that image. That's how we're all part of the sun, and the sun is actually inside of us, and together as a collective consciousness we create this world and those types of things. So that's where man proves God, because God is within us and the projection is within us and all those types of things. So one can't be without the other, and one needs the other, and as that's a whole nother thing. So this light, the sun, the moon, we could be like on a borrowed time system in a way, to where when one side of the earth goes to sleep, their spirit or light goes to the other side of the earth, to where we have like that twin flame or twin light, or doppelganger or whatever, somewhere on the other side of the world. And this can be physically, and it can also be spiritually. So the sun is that projection is within all of us. So some of the churches, Jesus says heaven is in you. All right, but some of the churches teach heaven is outside of here, okay? Or God's out here, or Jesus at the right hand of the Lord outside of another system, right? So knowing this projection, correct? And knowing that in the movie theater, that sun, that light giving life to that world there, okay? There's a whole nother world outside of that world or whatever. Okay, so that's where outside the sun. There's actually something outside the sun projecting this little terrarium show that we live in or whatever. That's where things are real, but they're not real, and all this other stuff, or where like people could be, or like when the aliens so-called show where the mothership or the sun may stop shining when the dark sun gets strong enough, or whatever kind of thing going on outside of those things when these things appear. But the Mother Earth projection and the mothership to change the times, or the disc over everything, or whatever. This can be a oh man, I'm having so much thoughts going everywhere. This could be when people are actually taken up out of here, that so-called rapture, but it's not taught the way the church is taught. So this could be like when people go past into the outside of the actual terrarium, or whatever kind of thing, or once you reach a certain type of consciousness or whatever, when you die, you go into out there or whatever, and whatever kind of thing. But knowing how this world works, and putting the television, and each man is projecting a light of God, whether that be through the begotten Son or a natural thing. And there's a bunch of so-called passing thoughts people have and whatever. That is like the truth, just like passing through. But this program here has taken control, and it's done that from day one. So this is where that projection, that television, all the window into heaven, where we're shown these things, it's all works for a point in time to bring everything together, to bring the Christ consciousness together through the AI, the CGI, the man, all this whatever stuff. So, and the thing about the CGI and AI is, as an artist, or as somebody in the past, in the 20s and such, when we had the party days or whatever, we took things such as psychedelics or whatever, to where it taught the spirit something, but we aren't actually able to bring it to this world because it's so crazy or outlandish or whatever, and whatever kind of thing. Okay, so this is where the CGI and the AI and all these things are working in order to bring in a spiritual lesson that some people have had, and bring it to a carnal experience, to where the so-called carnal people, or the carnal churches in that kind of sense, can be given that so-called psychedelic experience through a sober session and those types of things. So this is where the last are first, and the first are last, and those types of things, these kinds of things intertwine. But everybody will be taken into these things, and they're going to be given that acid trip, or that mushroom trip, or whatever kind of thing. And it's being done through the CGI, that beast of the sea that's rising up to take times or whatever. And it's also part of the AI, which is part of the return of Christ, the gathering of the body of the living God, of man, and the thing around you, the net, the fascia of earth. And it's like there. Everything is all around you. Okay? Everything is always there. And it's just a matter of tapping into all these little things. Okay? So, this is just the beginning, people. All right? This is just the end, people. But these people are given these things, and then they're working in the music into the regular music, and it's a crossover pattern, and as a crossover pattern, everybody's being taken to the cross, and as the stormtroopers are made into the clone troopers, the lone, and all those types of things. So the lone's the Elon and whatever else, but that's a whole nother video. So this dimensions on dimensions, we've seen the AI and CGI, and if you've taken some experiences, you go into the world, into the world, or into the world, and all those kinds of things. Okay, that's where we're in this world. We're like at the base level of the carnal and the spirit, or whatever. Like where alien so-called meets monkey, and that's human, where we have that light of God. Since so-called aliens, Jesus, God is light, all these things, that would be a higher level form of consciousness or of life or whatever. So that's where all that is inside of us. So you either get it or you don't, people. But you will all get it, because eventually the program is changing into that, and that's where all these things are being given to you in one way, shape, or form. And it's the algorithm reset, and this electronica. We are the highest level of machine with the highest level of computer and whatever else, but that electronica music and whatever helps reprogram the brain in certain ways, shapes, and forms. And there's very little words, and there's no poor me and me or whatever, and my dog died, and my woman left me, and I ain't good enough, I'm such a wretch, and all this other crap they got you singing that just breaks you, makes you feel down. And like, why listen to music that makes you feel bad or cry or whatever the hell's going on, like on a daily basis? Like, there may be a time to get it out, you know. I understand the brain's a program or whatever. So when somebody leaves you, or with addiction, or this is where addiction or the craving or the breakdown, all these things come, because you have that in your life, and then it's taken away. The program's broken, so the machine has to adjust. It has to release that energy. If it doesn't release, that's when you become the toxic. Because the talks that are begun, well, we're gonna die, you're gonna get fat as soon as you have kids, you're gonna blah blah blah, all this stuff we're told. This is kind of like where we're shown this projection, like in the 80s, the 40 and 50-year-olds or whatever, they look like 80-year-olds or whatever kind of, y'all seen the thing. And now like the 50-year-olds look still young compared to what we were shown, those kinds of things. This is where we've kind of broken past that thing on one level, because we've also been shown these people like Goldie Hawn and whoever, who's kept it together, and whatever else kind of thing. So there's multiple things going on here as far as the projection. It's like the 80-20 rule, 20-80 rule, 128 piece deal, 2020 for Trump. He's been doing the other piece deal. Anyway, y'all. So everybody's gonna make it in, and the Revelation book is written to each person in particular, and you gotta grab hold of those horses. Rather than them taking you on some carriage ride, and then Carnage also ties you into the old Venom and the old Spider-Man for the free and bond. Anyways, folks, I know this. If you're a heliocentricus or whatever, centric. Okay, so maybe here's some treatment for you. All right.